This meeting is now being recorded.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for jumping on tonight. Like I was just saying, I bet we have a bunch more people coming on tonight, and I hope we do. We had about 35 people say they were going to jump on, so hopefully you guys will be getting on tonight. We have a very, very special speaker, one of my favorite coaches of Beachbody, talking to us tonight, and she always seems to fire me up and fire up the team. She's spoken on a team call about 6 months ago, and everybody loved her and raved about her, and she was generous enough to jump on another team call for us because I just know she always fires up our team and fires me up, and she has some amazing things to talk about. I always say she's kind of like a walking personal development book. So you know how we always talk about personal development? Well, when you talk to Colleen, I swear she just like spits out all these quotes from personal development books, and it's pretty amazing. Before I hand it off to her, and I'll introduce her a little bit more, but before I hand it off to her, I did want to just shoot out a reminder for the team retreat, because qualification is going to start next month. So if you guys are pushing to be for the team, be on the team retreat, you guys better start focusing on getting there now. So the requirements again are you have to hit Success Club in July, August, and September. Success Club 5 or higher, and you must be a paid diamond by September 30th. So those are the requirements. So if you are planning to come, then you better start figuring it out next month. So make sure you put that goal in place. I will remind everybody on the team page next month as it gets closer. But we have a really, really cool opportunity. We're going to Salt Lake City, where one of the corporate offices are, and we're going to get a tour of the corporate office. We're going to do a ton of team bonding. Last year's retreat was just unbelievable. It was a game changer for all of our businesses, including mine. So I just know if you guys are 100% in this business, make sure that you are there, because it's going to be a game changer for you. So all that being said, I don't want to take a ton of your time, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your night to jump on live with us. I know that we all have things to do. I'm actually at like my best friend's house right now, and our kids are outside playing, but I made a commitment to you guys to be on our call, and I really appreciate all of you committing some time to just learn and get better. So thank you for being on the call and taking the time out of your night. So like I said, Colleen's going to talk tonight, and I kind of titled her talk is Stop Doubting, Start Doing. And I love Colleen because she's kind of like a shoot it straight type coach, and she's going to lay it all out there and basically tell you everything that you need to hear, like to get a kick in the butt. That I just like the lovey coach, like, you guys got this. But like Colleen's the one that's like, all right, you got this, but you better do something about it. So, which is why I love her. We've hosted a couple Super Saturdays together, and Colleen's a 7-star elite diamond coach, and she's very, very well known within all the Beachbody coaches. All of corporate knows who she is, and she's gotten to work out on stage with Autumn twice at different Beachbody functions, which is a huge accomplishment. So I really hope you guys take the time to listen to what she has to say. She has a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, and she's going to give you kind of that ass kick that you need to really jumpstart your business. So all that being said, I'm going to pin her video so that we can just focus on her. And then if you can, make sure you guys mute your audio, and I will let you take it away. Oh, we can't hear you. Are you muted?
Ha! Yes.
Yay! Okay.
I swear I know what I'm doing. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really excited to be here tonight. It's always so interesting whenever I hop on a call and someone rattles off, titles and the things that my team and I have done together, because, like even today, I was out on the lake, just like middle of the day, hanging out with another 15-star local coach, and was just like, I can't believe how much life has changed. And now I'm so obsessed with paying it forward to other people, because I literally, like, pinch me kind of moments, I can't believe this is my life, because life was so hard for me not that long ago. I mean, 3 years ago is really not that long ago in the grand scheme of things, right? So the reason why I am so tough love, straight shooter, blunt, whatever you want to call it, is because I was the person for so long that would let years go by because I literally thought that There was nothing else I could do. There were no changes I could make. I was who I was. No one was going to tell me how I was going to be, or that I could change. The mindset, I literally used to get mad when people would tell me, be grateful, you're not grateful, or be positive, you're not positive. And I would get mad at them. And it was just because I was not ready to receive information like that. I wasn't ready for the change yet. And so now that I actually see what it takes, and that's everything I'm going to talk about today, to make a change in your life and business, not just Beachbody coaching, okay? Your entire life is not Beachbody coaching, but Beachbody coaching can be the vehicle that helps all areas of your life. And that's why I love it. It's changed my relationship with Sean and I. He was not Mr. Entrepreneur before I started coaching, I'll tell you that right now. And now he's starting his own thing. We're doing it from home. And because of Beachbody, we can do that. So when we start a family, we'll be together. And I think that's the most special thing in the world. But I know that a lot of people feel stuck, or they feel that, oh, well, that's nice for Kelly. That's nice for Christy. That's nice for Colleen. My upline hit 15-star diamond today, guys. It's to know Liz and to watch someone that I actually know and live and breathe this business with actually accomplish something like that. You just have to stop and think, okay, how did this person do it? That was my question when I first started. I'm like, how is she at home? How is she earning an income with Beachbody? How? And I actually have some slides I want to share with you guys, if that's okay. I kind of combine two sets of slides. And I don't want to make it full screen because then I can't see you guys, and I feel like I have to see faces, otherwise it gets weird. Can you guys see that? Yes, okay, cool. So I make presentations because if I don't, I rant. I like to talk a lot. So this keeps me on track and to make sure that I don't miss any points, because if I don't have it in front of me, I'll go all over the place. So I combined two presentations together, and I added a couple new things because I know and believe that the first thing that you need to take care of is your mindset. Because I could tell you how to hit diamond. I could tell you all the things that you need to know to hit Success Club, right? I can tell you the how-tos. But what most people get stuck at is the self-doubt. They're lacking confidence. They've never done personal development before, which is probably the case for all of us. Who's done, personal development before Beachbody days? Not most of us. And then the other half is the skills. So I want to talk to you about the way you're thinking right now and today, and I want to talk to you about skills. And that's kind of like the direct, tough love kind of coach I am, because when I talk to a coach, and I know they have the mindset thing down, or at least I think they may, now we have to basically hone in on their skills. They're just not taking the action. They're like, oh, I know I can do this. But then they don't take the action. So you do have to have both things. It's not just all, I can do anything. And, I'm not scared of anything. And this is awesome. Let's do it. You have to apply action. So the strength of your mind is going to equal the strength of your business. And the reason I say that is because we often doubt ourselves. We feel like maybe we're not worthy. How am I ever going to do that? I don't know how long this is going to take. There's so much uncertainty. There's all these things floating around in our mind, and it shows up in our business. But if you have a mind that is so strong, that does not need validation, that does not need, so it's employee mindset versus entrepreneur mindset. The employee mindset is, I showed up today for work for 8 hours, I should make a sale, right? That's kind of like, or like get a paycheck. The mindset of an entrepreneur is, I keep going and I keep going and I keep going until I get that paycheck, until I achieve the things that I want to achieve, right? So you have to switch over that mindset from, you're not clocking in, guys. You have to be so strong so that it doesn't matter how many hours you put in. As long as you keep going and you're putting in your A+ effort, your business is going to show those kind of results. So I know that I'm actually switching all my trainings. Rather than like talking about like the Beachbody stuff, I'm teaching my coaches how to be entrepreneurs, because this stuff is hard, right? When you feel like a failure, or whatever words, I hate using the word failure, but when you feel like you're not getting anywhere, or you're not hitting goals, and you're so frustrated, an entrepreneur will stand back up. An entrepreneur doesn't care that that didn't work out. They will keep going. And that's usually the only difference between successful coaches and unsuccessful coaches. So my question to you, I'm very fond of being self-aware. if you're not being real with yourself and what's floating around in your mind, you will never be able to do this. You have to get real. Say it out loud. Say it to your upline. Say it to your husband and wife. Ask yourself what is holding you back. I did this at Tony Robbins. He made us say our fears and all of the things that were holding us back out loud. We were chanting them with thousands of people in the room, chanting them over and over again, so it sounded crazy, and then he had us write it down. By the end of this event, my fears and the things that I was afraid of that are quote unquote holding me back were the silliest things ever. They will start to sound silly and you'll start to go, wow, I was really telling myself a BS story. So say it out loud, write it down. That's the first step to being self-aware and kind of know what's going on, what's floating around in your mind. I'm just going to shut my door real quick because I forgot to close it. Okay, so if I was to tell you what I kind of already said this, but my formula to success, when someone signs up, when I do my first Getting Started Right phone call with them, I say, look, I am here to help you. I will hold your hand in the beginning. I will not carry you, but I will be here to support you. I will match your effort. But the first thing that I want you to be aware of is what you're thinking. What are you already going into this new experience thinking? Are you telling yourself, well, I'm not like Kelly, so, you know, she's home with the boys, must be easy, right? Heck no, we all know it's not easy being a mom, and I'm not even a mom. I hear it all the time. But if you're going to this experience, having this mindset of already knocking yourself down, it's not going to work. So I set them up for that, and then I say, we need to work on the skills that you already have and just fine-tune them a little bit to the Beachbody community. Do you think that you can do that? And they're like, yeah, I can do that. So that way I'm at least giving them some hope and feeling to grabbing onto something as if they're capable to do this. So at the bottom here, I wanted to share my little golden rule with you guys because my golden rule, a lot of people will say, I feel like I'm trying and I'm doing so much and it's not good enough. And then the self-doubt creeps in and all the other things. So my golden rule, and I put this in my 10X Success Academy that I did from the book, The 10X Rule. And everyone loved it, so I like to share it. The golden rule is when you put your head on the pillow at night, if you ask yourself, did I do the best I could today? You should go to bed the happiest soul on earth. So if you feel like, you got up, you did your workout, you drank your shake, you took care of the kids today, you did the laundry, you made your post on social media, you checked into your challenge groups, you had your to-do list, you did your invites, you did your best. Even if you didn't get it all done, maybe you only got 2 invites out of 5 in, okay? If you did your absolute best, I want you to give yourself a high five. Because you're going to be empowering yourself to be like, okay, I'm doing it. Okay, I'm doing it. Rather than like, crap, I had 10 more things on my to-do list and I didn't get it done. I suck. This is not working. I'm a failure. Because you're allowing your mind to always focus on the negative. So I want you to adopt that golden rule if you like it, because it's something that's really helped me, especially with having a long-term vision. As a new coach, especially in your first 6, to even 2 years, sometimes you feel like you're just treading water and you're like, but I'm doing everything I can. Just be real and honest with yourself. If you're giving it your all, you get an A+, and you are following the golden rule. All right, let's hop a little bit into talking about this escalator. Let me move this screen. So Patrick Ryleman, I don't know if you guys follow him, but you should. Him and his sister Amy and Patrick. So Patrick has been a coach for 7 years, guys, and he didn't take it serious for the first 4. And it took his sister 5 years to join him. He did this amazing call last night about talking about the difference between him not being all in his first 4 years and then where he is now. Quit his accounting job, traveling the world, doing what he wants to do. He's fabulous. He talked about this idea of the escalator. So I want you guys to picture, if you have kids, maybe your kids do this, an escalator that is coming down. And I want you to think of how much effort do you have to put in to run up the elevator that is coming down, right? You're basically treading water. You're trying to go up and you're sprinting and you're sprinting. And what happens when you stop? When you take a break, what happens? You go back down. But then if you keep sprinting it, you can go back up again. But if you just completely stop, as if you feel like a failure, or I can't do this, and I can't keep going, all the things that we tell ourselves, what's going to happen? You're going to go all the way back down to the bottom where you started. People are watching your every move. They're watching you climb up this Beachbody escalator. And to be honest, most people that aren't believers in Beachbody, they're waiting to see if this is real and only you can make it real to them. I remember signing up being like, we only had 180,000 coaches, and that's on the high side, I think, when I signed up. So a lot of people were still learning about Beachbody. And I was like, I am going to make this so real that whether or not they join me now, later down the road, when I run into them, maybe at a high school reunion, they're going to be like, I watched you grow this from the bottom up, and it's great what you're doing. Maybe they'll join me, maybe not. But I just wanted them to know that this is real. So if you stop sprinting up the escalator, what happens? Life gets hard, business gets hard, you start to go back down to the bottom. And I learned this term from Kim Carver at our leader retreat that I had with Liz in New Hampshire a few weeks ago. You cannot be a turtlehead leader and expect people to join you. So when 22-minute hardcore comes out, you're like, all right, I'm all in, I'm here, check me out, guys. And then you're like, well, this isn't really going what I thought. So what do? You kind of like digress back into your little comfy turtle shell. How can you expect people to trust you in this Beachbody thing that you're doing if you're going in and out all the time? If you're looking to build a team, being a turtlehead is not an option. Every time that you get off the escalator, you lose momentum and trust.
Hey, Colleen, with that one too, you were saying you sprint and you're sprinting. And then at one point you're going to find yourself at the top. So I always feel like, and I don't know what it is in like your business, but when I kind of hit 2-star, like I kind of felt like, not that I wasn't sprinting because I was still really working hard, but it just becomes easier and the momentum's kind of going in your business. But I mean, it takes those like first couple years of super hard work to get past that, like you were saying. But like there is an end, like you're not going to always be sprinting up this escalator the whole time. So I just wanted to add that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm like all about analogies and like corny stuff like that. But another great example is an airplane. So you're sitting on the mat, you're all excited, you're going to go to Bali on your vacation, and the airplane it picks up a ton of speed, right? So you're sprinting, and then when it gets up into the air, you can literally kind of feel the airplane kind of like take a breath and like, okay, now we're gliding, we're going, we're good, we have momentum. So when you get to the top of that escalator, you take a breath, and then when you go for 5-star or when you want to grow a bigger team, there's always seasons in your business that you're going to need to sprint. You get to the top, you celebrate, you pay this forward to other people, and then you may go back a little bit, so you may need to sprint again. So just like, I think it's all about setting expectations of what that sprinting is like for you. When you get to the top, you have to celebrate it. You have to recognize everything you've done, otherwise you will get tired. Okay, so people always ask me, how can I empower myself to believe and feel confident in what I do? Whether you're shy, whether you don't believe in yourself, all those things, I truly believe that if you focus on these areas right here, you will feel empowered, you will feel unstoppable, and you will feel confident. Experience. There is nothing stronger, there's nothing better than having an experience in order to grow. And what I mean by that is typically in this Beachbody community, and I'm not saying it's bad or anything, but when a coach would say, hey, I'm struggling with this, we're kind of like, hey, read this book. But I don't always feel like that solves the problem. I feel like it's kind of like a pacifier, and maybe it is life-changing. There's many books that have changed my life, but not everyone's like that. But what has really, really empowered me to believe and feel confident is my experience. So that involves taking steps, and we're going to talk about action in a little bit, but taking steps. For example, Kelly and I had never run a Super Saturday. I had never met Kelly before in my life. We had no idea kind of what we were doing, but you know what? We knew that we needed this experience in order to grow. Then our teams watch us. Now they're going to do it. We both did team retreats. We'd never done that before. Experience, it's scary, it's unknown, but how much did we grow from it? A ton. So don't just get stuck behind a book, because this is too comfy, if you ask me. If you really, really want to have that feeling of, I'm going to go out and I'm going to crush the world today, not crush the world, but crush my goals today, you need that experience. And so I don't need to tell you guys what that should be. That should be posting a before and after transformation. That should be speaking up to someone that you met in the store and talking about Beachbody. That should be speaking on a team call, reaching out to your upline and saying, hey, can we lead a training together? Those kind of things. other ways to empower and believe. So a lot of people will push away the bad feelings. They will push away like, well, I'm scared, or I'm really not sure about doing X, Y, Z. I want you to embrace that weird, awkward, bad, good feeling. A lot of people try to push away problems rather than feel. Someone once told me, life is about feeling. Life is feeling. And I was like, it's true. You go through the good, the bad, and it makes you who you are. Guys, if we were all like on this straight path of everything being easy and good, life would be kind of boring. We like it kind of dramatic, don't we? We need to have those spikes in our life. So I just want you to allow yourself to feel. Because when you have, so if I didn't go through chemo with Sean, and if I didn't lose my job, I would not be the person I am today, and I'll never forget those feelings, right? They've made me more of who I am. Kind of ties in with emotion. Don't block out the emotion. Like when you look at all the emotions that people go through, there's a certain like area of emotions that we try to block out. I want you guys to just embrace that. It's gonna happen. And then connection. This is so important. Too many coaches hide behind their computer. The reason why, like Kelly said, I'm really involved in the Beachbody world is because I crave that connection. Because when I meet people like Kelly and Lindsay Stay and Shay Stanford and Christina Delgado, I mean, and those people to me like are on big pedestals, right? Because I've connected with them, my heart feels so good when I'm around them. So if you're an island, if you're a fly on the wall, get in your team page. Don't be a fly in the wall. You need to qualify for Kelly's retreat because I guarantee your life and business will be changed when you get there. We don't just ask you guys to spend all this money to get to Summit just because it's fun. It's life-changing. When you get there and you hug your coaches, that's connection. So if you feel like you're lacking confidence, you need to believe a little bit more, I believe this is the areas that you need to focus on. So let it flow. Stop resisting the things that may happen. It's all part of the journey. Okay, so that's a little bit on my mindset part. I want to share with you guys some of the things that I believe coaches need to focus on in terms of, okay, you got the mindset thing, you know it in the back of your mind, now we need to take action. Leadership is not about your skill, your title, your rank. So if you're here to become, whether it is a top coach or whatever your goals may be, leadership equals action. So focus on your efforts and the results will come. Rather than saying, well, I only hit Success Club 2 last month, I don't want you to even focus on that. I want you to focus on what did I do last month to hit Success Club 2? Where can I improve? Maybe this is a strength for me, this is a weakness. Focus on your efforts, the results will come. The work that you put in 3 months ago is probably showing up right now. It's kind of like all the seeds you planted, all the things that you did during the holidays. It's kind of like if you were eating cake every day 3 months ago, shows up now, right? That's what I call momentum. So as a leader, you're always thinking in advance. So I'm already thinking about, okay, I know what I'm doing around Summit. I know what I'm doing when the summer is over. And I sure as heck know what I'm doing this fall. And I'm already planning 2017. Okay. I live in the moment, but I also take times to be self-aware of the momentum that I'm building up. You have to be consistent to build that momentum, that escalator analogy, and track it. What I mean by that is I'm a pen to paper girl. Whether or not you use online, it doesn't matter. But you do need to track what you're doing. I hope that you guys work with Kelly or your upline so that when they're talking to you about what you guys are trying to accomplish, you can be like, hey, I tried X, Y, Z. This is what I'm doing each day. Can you help me kind of tweak this so I can make it better? If you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks and not tracking and measuring your business in some way, shape, or form, it can be a customer management system. Mine is this crazy planner. This is like my life. Comes everywhere with me. I know what I need to do. It's kind of like you need to plan, right? And if you don't, what is the saying? I don't know. I'll butcher it. Never mind. Okay, another thing about leadership and action, and I'm treating all of you guys as leaders. I'm treating you as if you're a 10-star diamond already because I know that you guys are capable of that, right? Because mindset. What you do when a challenge or obstacle appears has everything to do with your long-term success. So when you can't figure out why you're stuck and why you're struggling, I want you to stop trying to figure out why you're stuck or struggling and get to work. There's no magical answer other than you keep going, you focus on your efforts, you focus on your personal growth journey, switch things up. There's a million things that you can do. But rather than having a pity party and feeling like the victim, I want you to look at this challenge when it plops in your lap and say, I've got this, bring it on. That's how a successful person thinks. Next point. What does a successful person do? They practice good thinking. So this might be like the crazy part of my brain, but I did not give myself an option to not succeed at this. And I think you have to have that tenacity and that grit. And I don't think too many people nowadays have that because they don't really know what it takes sometimes. That's not you guys, though. I know that you guys are digging in. You guys have the grit. All the faces that are here right now are capable. So my example is, why give yourself any other option other than going for it or getting back up? That is a choice that only you can make. So if something goes wrong or if something doesn't work, it's driving you crazy, like literally, who cares? Get over it, get up, keep moving. If you spend so much time down about trying to figure out, you're never going to be able to move forward to the next thing. I think I shared this on the last team call with you guys, but this was like a funny graph about a day in the life as an entrepreneur, because there really is no guarantee of how your day, how your season, or anything's going to go. So it is just this terrible up and down. But what I've learned by practicing good thinking is that, look at this graph. Every single time that there was a down, what comes next? An up. And so the graph on the top is just a funny little thing about being an entrepreneur. You're like, I suck. Oh, wait, this is awesome. Oh, wait, no, I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh, wait, I hit Success Club 10. It's all over the place, right? On the bottom is my volume and my first, I think it was like 2014 or 2015 graph for my volume. That is very up and down. So, but see it like the gradual growth, guys. So although I had some major dips in my business, I ignored that and I celebrated what's coming next and up. And it's always consistently growing. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about action. I love how Carl Deichler started to talk about the vital behavior number 1. In this business, I think the most important thing that you will do in terms of actually controlling your business is inviting. But a lot of people are like, oh, inviting, I have no idea what that is. Ew, I don't want to do it. It's recruiting, gross, get away from me. So Carl was so brilliant, as he always is, and he talked about, let's change invite a little bit and add this attract, connect, invite, and then you basically repeat. So here are the things that I want you guys to focus on in terms of the first vital behavior of inviting. So I want you to think of, and here's my tips in the corner. First, you need an audience. I don't care if it's 2 people or if it's 2 million people. You need an audience to share your story with, because your story is amazingly powerful. Only you have your story. That is so freaking cool. I wish people would own that more often. You need to share to them. You need to be willing to share to your audience. Then by sharing to them and being authentically you, stop being a Beachbody coach, be you. Like when I read Kelly's posts, I know baseball mom, mom of 2 boys, amazing wife, she gets to work, she gets it done, she does her workouts. Like I know everything about her, so I know who she's going to attract. But if Kelly played it safe, if she just worked out, she just shared she was a mom, and that, you know, she's like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, she's never going to weed through the people who are not attracted to her. She's playing it too safe. I'm not saying she is. She would be playing it safe if she did that. So I want you guys to put things out there so boldly and courageously, not disrespectfully, always with class. Be you, to the point that if it doesn't meet up with someone else, that's the best thing that could happen. If they don't see eye to eye with you, guess what? You did yourself a favor. They're not part of your tribe. You keep weeding through the people that is your little tribe. And then when you are sharing, so every single time that I sit down and write a post, and Kelly's great at this too, whenever I share a picture, I say, how many people are going to like and comment on this, and what are they going to like and comment on? Okay, so you have to make sure that when you're attracting your audience, you give them something to connect with. So here's my questions. Are you posting 3 to 5 times a day? Some people do 1 to 2. I'm obnoxious and say 3 to 5, okay? We get paid to be professional storytellers. Please have some fun with this. I'll never forget when I signed up, I said, I get to make a blog and do a website and literally create my business as I wish with using the foundation of Beachbody. Think about all the successful coaches. They are all doing different things in their life because Beachbody was the foundation. Some of them, they help pets. Some of them are involved in their churches. I think it's amazing what Kelly does, traveling with her husband playing baseball. And we get to just tell that story of what we're doing. Are you doing your workout and drinking your shake? I hope so, because that's like the easiest one. But to be honest, people need to know that you're committed and dedicated to doing those things. Are you sharing your fitness journey? Notice that I didn't say, are you sharing your six-pack abs or your big bicep, okay? It is your journey. Whether or not you like it, we own it, and we always are trying to improve, not be perfect. If you went into a gym and you saw a hard body guy working out or not working out, just kind of standing around scrolling on a cell phone, and then you saw maybe a not so hard body personal trainer over there pumping weights, sweating bullets, what trainer do you think you want to be involved with? I would want to be involved with the person busting their ass, not the person that's kind of just sitting there doing nothing. So I hope you guys know that this isn't about the perfect body, it's about your journey. Are you showing that you are personally growing and learning? That's also a big part of what I talked about, connecting, emotion, feeling. People need to know you're human. They need to know what's going on, what makes you tick, because they will connect with that. Rob Pearson once told, Chelsea Pearson's husband, once told me, he said, Colleen, you're not as important as you think you are. And I was like, wait, excuse me? What do you mean? That was a little harsh. And he says, we always think that we're so special when we struggle and that we're the only person that experiences obstacles. He's like, every single person in this room is experiencing obstacles just like you. So we're all together. We have to share that. Are you doing the things that your coach advises? It's easy, right? But it's also easy not to do. Do you study successful people and learn from them? This was something that was so important for me when I was a new coach because we didn't have these trainings. We didn't have Zooms. We didn't do presentations. And so I studied successful people, and not just Beachbody coaches, but successful people in general. And I noticed how they would act and how they would talk. And I would pick up on things that suited me because I'm not going to just carbon copy them. But I would notice that there was a trend with successful people. Sorry, I need some water. Here is another very important one. Do you privately converse with people every single day? And I'm going to show you guys how I do that. Okay? But that is, again, you can't just post. You can't just run challenge groups. You need to be talking with people behind the scenes. Bonnie's one of my best friends. People always ask me, how is she so successful? And when you look at the keys on her keyboard, guys, there's no letters left. She types her little tushy off. I see little kids around, so I don't want to swear. I have a potty mouth, but she literally types letters off, and she's talking to people behind the scenes. So this is kind of like a good reality check, right? Do you add to your network daily? Guys, the amount of pain that it takes to sit on my couch while I watch So You Think You Can Dance, Next Generation, and add friends is so easy. So please do not tell me that you don't know how to add friends. I'll give you my 2 tips for adding friends. You know the ads that are shown to you every single day, right? They're targeted to you for a reason. The people who are liking and commenting on those ads are like you. So I've liked a lot of makeup. I've liked a lot of travel. So if an ad is targeted to me, I look at the people that have commented on there. I'll look at what they write. Because of course there's plenty of negative people. There's plenty of people I don't need in my life. But there's always, someone that will stick out to me, and I will look at their profile and I'll be like, that looks like an awesome person. I'd love to connect with them. And I friend request them. Easy, right? So I'm using the ads that are in my newsfeed to friend request new people. Now be careful with that, because if you don't have a lot of mutual friends with them, Facebook will be like, hey, what's going on? You don't know all these people. So I will slowly, again, we're just trying to do 2 to 3 people a day. That's really it. You can do 5 to 10 if you want, but you need to have some mutual friends before Facebook will get mad. The other way is, so let's say I added Kelly from an ad. She was one of the person that commented on like a kid's toy or something, and I was like, oh, she looks fun. I want to get to know her. As soon as Kelly would accept my friend request, the next day I go to Kelly's friends and I would start adding a couple people from Kelly's friends. That's what I do. And then lastly, do you have an elevator speech or an invite script you are comfortable with? This is really important in terms of your confidence and belief, because once I get these people to accept my friend request, or I meet someone out somewhere, you need to be, like, they can read you like a book. You need to be so confident without word vomiting and shooting yourself in the foot with presenting what we do. So if I was to ask you, oh, so what do you do for work? You need to have your go-to 10-second elevator speech. Very important. When someone wants to know more about coaching, what do you say? And there's many ways that people ask you, like, what is coaching? It's not always just like, hey, what does a Beachbody coach do, right? So you have to be very comfortable in sharing that with people. And that comes a lot along with practice and confidence. Okay. I have 2 more slides for you guys. So I have learned, I love this quote. And Kelly's right, I'm so full of quotes. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I share this because when I work with my coaches behind the scenes in terms of what they're talking with people, what they're talking to people about behind the scenes, I realize that it's very surface level. Like, oh, your kids are cute. Oh, happy birthday. How was your trip? And like, no one's going to be like, wow, this person, like, where did this person come from? They're really fun. I want to do what they're doing, and then keep following you, right? You could tell them all the things in the world about Shakeology and how many things go in one ear and out the other. They probably don't care about 70 superfoods. They don't care about any of that. What they do care about is the fact that you provide an online community that helps men and women change their life, learn how to go food shopping, learn how to cook for toddlers. Like, stop being so surface level and go deep. What is your mission? What is your brand? Don't sell Beachbody. It's the worst thing you could do. That happens to be the products that we connect people with, but really our job sometimes isn't even about just the sale, or it's never about just the sale. I want you to share you. And I'm going to show you guys how I connect with people, like literally on Facebook. I have some screenshots. But when I'm going to like and comment on someone else's post that I may have just friend requested, I want to leave an impression. I want them to be like, who is this person and what makes them so unique? Like, they can feel my vibes. In my conversations, I really take the time to talk with people. Do you, and this is an important question, do you feel that you have something valuable to share? And if you don't, you probably are lying. You probably do. You just have to dig a little bit deeper, and that's going to come from personal growth. Because until you feel like you have something to give, inviting is going to be really hard. But when you have something so amazing that you can't stop screaming it from mountaintops, you're going to be out there inviting and sharing. So I hope you know that what your vision is, what your mission is as a coach, because it's different for everyone. Okay, so here is my my tips for connecting. I don't know if you guys know this, but this is like a Facebook scientific affinity tip. Anytime that someone comments on your posts, make sure that you comment back on every single comment that you get. Why? Because that's going to tell Facebook, hey, this post is happening right now. This is a hot post. I think we're going to show this to more people. So every single post that I get, I'm commenting back. Okay, so when I'm adding new friends, when I'm doing my power of 3, I'll go to recently added. I'm like pointing at my screen, like you guys can see my finger, but you see the arrow. Recently added, and it will show me all the people that accepted my friend request recently. I will then go to their page. This was an example, and I added this girl, Rachel, because she had recently got married. And I got married a year ago, love bridal stuff, and I love succulents, ironically enough, and she posted this really cute picture of a succulent. Guys, connecting is not like, hey, do you want to be on my team? Hey, do you want to join my challenge group? That's not necessarily connecting, and it's probably not going to work if I just friend requested this girl and throw Beachbody on her. Okay, I need to build some relationship. I need to build some type of rapport, which is why doing this every single day is so important, because 3 months ago, the work I put in then is probably going to show up now. So I commented on her. She's never heard of me before other than accepting my friend request, but I'm having a little conversation with her. I said, it said my little succulent garden. And I said, I am so jealous. I love succulents, and I know they are supposed to be easy to take care of, but I think I need a lesson or two. Any tips if I was to begin a little collection? I'm engaging. I'm asking a question. I complimented her. She's probably going to stop and take the time to answer me. Or, guess what? Hold on, I need more water. when I send her a private message, hey girl, I love that your succulent garden. I don't know if there was like a book you read or if there's anything that you learned, but I'd love to know how you learned how to grow your succulent garden. My private message is not going to come off as weird to her, right? That's the fun I'm talking about building relationships. If you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you have hobbies, niches, whatever it is, there's a million things that you can talk to people about. So this is what I do. Add new friends. I check my recently added on my page. I go to their page, spend some time looking at who they're all about, what they love, what's important to them. I connect. I don't always private message them unless I feel that the connection, like some people, I'm like, I really need to talk to this person. I'm not going to wait like a month to message them. So it kind of depends. And then this is why tracking and following up and keep connecting is so important. So building relationships, you need a system for tracking your connections. You have to follow up and take notes, and I can always invite later. So for me, a really easy invite would be, hey Rachel, I know we talked about succulents, and thanks again for helping me with that. I'm not sure if this is something you'd be interested in, but I always love having really awesome women in my challenge groups. We lift each other up, we talk about healthy eating, and this summer we're running a brand new fitness challenge. If you want to be included, let me know. I'd love to share more with you. Kind of painless, right? I'm having fun, being real. She doesn't want to do it, all good. She'll probably come back next year, next month, or whenever. Okay? Well, I guess I did have one more. So people always ask me, is there more than one way to invite? I feel like my brain is fried right now. I can't get the words out. There are many ways to invite. So you first need to know what you're inviting to. There's two sides to inviting. It's not just challenge groups and it's not just coaching. It's two together. You're inviting people to join you in health and fitness, all the things that are underneath that umbrella, and coaching. So you can invite people by, and it's not just one thing, there are all these things together, by posting daily. Kelly does a great job of sharing what coaching has done for her. I loved her post today about her husband back when she started. She shared emotion, connection. How many people do you guys think are going to connect with Kelly's post about her and her husband not being too sure about this, but they were going to try it for 6 months? So many people can relate to that. She's posting about coaching. Personally asking, have you ever considered becoming a coach on my team? I see you sharing pictures of the food you make every day, these smoothies you make. I really think you'd make a great coach on my team. And you go into your elevator speech, okay? Inviting you to a challenge group, I think, is super easy. I kind of already gave you an example for that. And then inviting to a sneak peek or webinar, whatever your platform is, to educate people on coaching. It's very important that you have a platform to educate people on coaching. Because think about it, back in the day when you were just starting coaching, you probably didn't even understand what a coach was or what a coach did, right? You needed to be educated as well. So you have to educate your audience. Most times they join later. It's a process. It must be consistent. And most days I'm planting seeds. So most days I'm sprinting up the elevator and it feels like I'm getting nowhere. But I'm planting my seeds. And that's what I have for you guys.
Excuse me, unmute me. That was awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I could listen to Colleen like for hours and hours and hours. But I do want to open it up for questions. You guys can either put a question in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and ask her a question directly if you have any questions about that or anything else that you guys need help with.
Yes, I love questions.
I have a question.
Hi.
What tracking device do you use to track like who you talk to and everything?
Pen and paper.
Pen and paper? Okay. That's what I use too, but I'm super disorganized.
But that's okay. Like, to be honest, I go through, like, if you saw my desk right now, I go through spiral notebooks. So this is like my like clean copy. You know, I have like people's names. I have, follow up. I have the 3 girls that are going to join my team by the end of the month. Like, this is like my clean stuff. But when I'm going through and like, on Instagram or whatever, I'm just like name, little note. I don't know. I have like a little weird system that my brain understands, but I love writing. I have like this weird thing about writing, so that's why I do it.
Yeah. Also, we have matching tattoos.
Oh, so funny. I have 2.
That's it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, Kelly, so I'll read the question in the chat box. How do you keep momentum when you're taking several days off for Summit? Okay, so you're not taking any days off for Summit. Summit is when you're probably putting in more work than ever. So Summit, I don't know if you've been, maybe you're new, but it is just like this wild experience of like, you're going to this event and then you're going to this party and then you're going to this party and all these things. It's just like go, go, go. But just like your busy life, you've got to stop, you've got to check in, you've got to share your journey. So I think I love this job so much is because everything I do is based on what can I share on social media right now. Gonna go paddleboarding or take my dogs out, awesome social media opportunity. Gonna go do a team call, awesome social media opportunity. Summit, I actually grow my business on events. I think Kelly does too.
Yeah.
Like we just thrive off of this and we're just like, what do you mean? Everyone needs to be here. So, and then you said you had a plan. So yeah, I'm planning like my goals of where I want to be. So when I am at Summit, I'm recruiting heavy. I'm sharing like the last 3 years of Summit that I've been to, what's changed, where Beachbody's going. I mean, my brain is like exploding when I'm at Summit. And Kelly, if you want to add to that.
I feel like I was posting nonstop when I was at Summit. There's so many opportunities to share this business. And Jen Potter's actually on the call and she joined me because of the post that I was posting about Summit. She was like, all right, that's it. I'm joining it. I want to be a part of this. So it's the perfect chance to just, I don't even care. I media spam the heck out of Summit while I'm there because it's just really cool experience.
Yeah. And you'd be surprised how many people are going to look at the photos of what you're doing. Like this is like the Emmys of Beachbody. You know, like when you see Chalene Johnson walking down the catwalk in her sparkly gown and you're like, is this real life? Like, this is what I do. We're talking about health and fitness. We have the best products and it's so awesome. And you have to share that with people. So again, be very clear in your mission. So Jen, what is your mission as a Beachbody coach? Not like I change lives through health and fitness. Like, why are you coaching? What makes you tick? And how can you help more people feel as excited as you? So like going into Summit, kind of having an idea of what your vision is and where you're taking this might be good. And then have fun with it. Share everything that you're feeling and experiencing, kind of like a blog. Treat your Facebook as a blog. Hopefully that helps. Any other questions?
Any more questions before we jump off tonight?
That was a good question about Summit.
Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end it if we don't have any more questions. If something comes up, if you guys think of something, let me know and I can message Colleen or you can message me. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I can't tell you how much I love listening to you and you motivate me and I always find little nuggets when we talk, even though I've been in the business for like the same amount of time she has. Like, I think that's the great thing. Like you can always pick up little nuggets from these calls. So I hope you guys picked up something and I hope you do something with it. I hope you don't just sit back and wait for you to learn more or do more personal development or become a more experienced coach, whatever that means, because I feel like we're constantly learning. I hope you actually just go out and start doing something with all of this. So anyway, I hope that helps. And thank you guys again for jumping on. And a special thanks to Colleen again. And yeah.
You're welcome. Yes, if you guys want the slides, I'll send them to Kelly. So
that would be awesome. Then
sure.
I can post it on the page. And 1 week left of the month, you guys. So let's finish it off strong, and then we'll kick off July with a bang and start the qualification for the retreat. So super excited, you guys, and thank you again.
Bye, guys. Thanks for having me.